Welcome to another episode of Diary of a Wannabe Comedian with me, Belfin, a wannabe comedian. Yes, I'm home from London, having visited my mum, and yes, the aircon's on because it's very hot in my flat. I've actually been home with mum. She came with me to London. She's gone home now because we did something very exciting, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But first, it's that time of year again. So the it's 15 this year. The top 15 winning jokes for the Edinburgh Fringe have been published. Would you like to hear them? I know you would. I know you anticipate this moment every year. So here we are, U&Dave's top, I don't know who you is, U&Dave's top 15 funniest jokes of the Edinburgh Fringe Festival 2024. In 15th place, before I start actually, I want to caveat that I am not very good at pronunciation, so I apologise to anybody's name that I get wrong. Now we shall begin. In at number 15, growing up rich is a hereditary condition. It affects 1% of people. Olga Koch. Number 14, Keir Starmer looks like an AI-generated image of a substitute teacher. Sophie Duker. I would say that was more true than joke, but there you are. I find that funny, actually, that one. Well, I find all of them funny. Let's just say that. In at number 13, gay people are very bad at maths. We don't naturally multiply. That's by Lou Wall. In at number 12, I've got a girlfriend who never stops whining. I wish I'd never bought her that vineyard. Roger Swift. In at number 11, I'm an extremely emotional, needy, non-binary person. My pronouns are there. Sarah Keyworth. In at number 10, the conspiracy theory about the moon being made out of cheese was started by the Illuminati. Olaf Falafel? Cool name. In at number 9, my partner told me that she'd never seen the film Gaslight. I told her that she definitely had. That's by Zoe Coombs-Marr. In at number 8, I wanted to know which came first, the chicken or the egg, so I bought a chicken, and then I bought an egg, and I think I've cracked it. Masai Graham, that's just stupid, Masai. In at number 7, British etiquette's so confusing. Why is it highbrow to look at boobs in an art gallery, but lowbrow when I get them out in spoons? Chelsea Berkeley. For my listeners who don't know, spoons is short for Weatherspoons, which is a very cheap chain of public houses. Let's put it that way. And it's also the butt of many jokes. In at number 6, my dad used to say to me, pints, gallons, litres, which I think speaks volumes. Olaf Falafel again. In at number 5, I love the Olympics. My friends and I invented a new type of relay baton. Well, he came up with the idea and I ran with it. That is Mark Simmons, who I've seen 3 times. I think I've seen his show 3 times. I haven't seen him this year, so that was his old show. In at number 4, I sailed through my driving test. That's why I failed it. Arthur Smith. In at number 3, ate horse at a restaurant once. Wasn't great. Starter was alright, but the main was dreadful. Alex Kitson. In at number 2, I've been taking salsa lessons for months, but I just don't feel like I'm progressing. It's just 1 step forward and 2 steps back. That's Alex Snook. And then finally, in top place, after 10 years of doing the Fringe, this is Mark Simmons again, and he says, I was going to sail around the globe in the world's smallest ship, but I bottled it. Which I think is a very fitting win. So there you are, that's the top 15 funniest jokes of the Edinburgh Fringe, according to U&Dave, whoever U&Dave is. Well, I know Dave, it's a television channel over here in the UK. Right, moving on. What else to talk about? This is just an observation about my comedy career, but I honestly don't think I'd be anywhere without men in comedy. And I'm saying this because I'm on a group which is a lot of women, 400 or 500 women, I think it is, who, most people keep quiet, to be honest, don't have much to say, but there's a few vocal people that just feel that there are not enough women in comedy. I agree. I will give that a big tick. But they're quite aggressive about it. And I just think, it's going to take time. We're many, many years behind in this game. So it's going to take time before we're equal numbers on the bill. That said, there are quite a lot of female producers out there. And with the exception of one, I never get booked. I apply, I never get booked. And this is despite these people indicating that they don't have enough women apply. And I even prompted one that said, I've applied, right? And they came back and told me why they'd rejected me. And you just think, what's the point? I honestly would get nowhere and be nothing if I were relying on female producers. And that's really sad to say. So I think there's a bit of faux feminism going on there, which is also known as misogyny. And you know what? It's a shame, actually. This one particular night I've heard is a very good night. But the irony of it is I've heard it's a very good night from a man. Not good for women, clearly, despite their protestations. But anyway, enough of that. Someone who absolutely doesn't go by labels, feminism, misogyny, I don't think they're in either camp really, is Ricky Gervais. And Mum and I went to see him today, and he was amazing. He was so good. He had a nice tan. He looks really on his game. He looks really present and in the moment. I mean, it was just amazing. And he even said at the end that you guys have been amazing, talking about the audience. And I think he genuinely felt that, because I felt it. I felt the love. There was a lot of clap pauses, many more than I've heard before. And both Sean McLaughlin and Matt Bragg also did brilliantly. Although Sean McLaughlin fell out with all of us, told us we were the crappiest audience he'd ever had. Actually, he used a very different word, but I'm toning it down for my podcast. But the audience found that hilarious. The worse it got, the more funny it was. But anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and so did Mum. I'll let you into a little secret, shall I? I'm seeing Ricky again this week, in fact. Much love and gratitude.